Welcome back to Metabolic Reboot 50 Plus, where we uncover the real reasons your metabolism has changed and how to take back control. If you're like Carol, eating right and moving more but still waking up to stubborn belly fat and relentless hunger, you're not alone. The frustration feels endless because the old rules don't apply anymore. You're not failing, your body's chemistry is simply playing by a new set of rules. Here's the truth no one told you: your hunger isn't just about willpower or calories. It's about leptin, the satiety hormone that tells your brain when you're full. After 50, many women develop leptin resistance, which means your brain stops hearing the "I'm full" signal. The result? You keep eating, cravings spike, and weight loss stalls, especially around the belly. This hidden hunger hormone is quietly undermining every effort you make. But don't worry. Understanding leptin resistance is the first step to outsmarting it. Today, I'll break down exactly what leptin resistance is, why it happens after 50, and most importantly, what you can do to reset this hormone so your metabolism finally works with you, not against you. If you've been struggling to lose weight despite eating less and exercising more, it's not because you lack discipline. The real problem lies in how leptin resistance rewires your body's hunger signals, and that rewiring becomes more common after 50. Here's why this matters. Leptin's job is simple: it's the hormone that tells your brain, enough food, stop eating. But when leptin resistance sets in, your brain stops listening. It's like yelling into a broken radio receiver. Your hunger signals turn into noise, making you feel starving even when you've eaten enough. This leads to persistent cravings, especially for high-carb, sugary foods that spike insulin and create a vicious cycle of hunger and fat storage. Why does leptin resistance become a bigger problem after 50? It's due to a combination of factors unique to this stage of life. 1. Hormonal shifts. Menopause and declining estrogen levels disrupt leptin's messaging. Estrogen normally supports leptin sensitivity, so when it drops, leptin's stop eating signal weakens. 2. Chronic inflammation. Low-grade inflammation, common as we age, interferes with leptin's ability to communicate with the brain. This inflammation is often fueled by excess belly fat itself, creating a self-perpetuating loop. 3. Stress and cortisol. Elevated stress hormones blunt leptin sensitivity. High cortisol not only encourages fat storage around the belly but also worsens leptin resistance, making cravings harder to control. The consequence? You might feel hungry all the time, leading to overeating and stubborn belly fat that won't budge no matter what you try. This is why traditional calorie-focused diets fail you after 50. They don't address the hormone signals that govern your appetite and fat storage. But here's the empowering part: leptin resistance isn't permanent. Your body can regain sensitivity through targeted lifestyle changes. By lowering inflammation, managing stress, and choosing foods that stabilize blood sugar, not spike it, you can reset your hunger hormones. That's how you break free from the cycle of cravings and finally see your metabolism respond. Now that you understand why leptin resistance is your metabolic enemy after 50, the next step is learning exactly how to restore your leptin sensitivity with simple, sustainable habits. You're about to discover the new rules that will reboot your metabolism and put you back in control of your hunger and your weight. Now that we know leptin resistance is blocking your stop eating signal, let's dive deeper into how leptin actually controls hunger and even your metabolism, so you can understand why fixing it is non-negotiable for lasting weight loss after 50. Leptin is produced by your fat cells and acts like a messenger to your brain, specifically the hypothalamus, which regulates hunger and energy use. When leptin levels are normal and your brain listens, it signals that you have enough stored energy, so you feel satisfied and your body burns calories efficiently. This creates a healthy balance: you eat enough, but not too much, and your metabolism runs smoothly. Here's the metabolic twist many don't realize: leptin doesn't just tell you when to stop eating, it also influences how your body uses energy. When leptin signals are strong, your metabolism stays active, encouraging fat burning. But when leptin resistance sets in, your brain thinks you're starving. It responds by slowing down metabolism to conserve energy and increasing hunger to encourage eating. This survival mode was great for our ancestors but is a metabolic trap for us today. That explains why after 50, despite eating less and moving more, your metabolism slows, and belly fat clings stubbornly. Your brain is trapped in starvation mode, pushing you to eat more and burn less. This is why many women feel exhausted and battle cravings all day long. Their body is fighting to hold on to every calorie. To reboot this system, you need to restore leptin sensitivity, so your brain accurately senses your true energy status. When leptin works properly, hunger drops naturally, cravings fade, and your metabolism revs back up, making weight loss possible without starvation or endless willpower battles. But it's not just about food quantity or calories. Certain factors can improve leptin signaling. Eating nutrient-dense, low-glycemic foods stabilizes blood sugar and insulin, preventing hormonal chaos that disrupts leptin. Managing stress reduces cortisol, which otherwise blocks leptin signals. Prioritizing quality sleep helps your brain reset its hormone receptors. Including anti-inflammatory foods lowers the chronic inflammation that muffles leptin's voice. By focusing on these habits, you're retraining your brain to hear leptin loud and clear again. This is the metabolic reset your body desperately needs after 50. Understanding this system also reveals why crash diets and calorie slashing backfire. When leptin drops too low, as it does during extreme dieting, your brain thinks you're starving and responds with intense hunger and metabolic slowdown. That's why those diets feel impossible to sustain and often lead to rebound weight gain. Instead, the goal is to support leptin by eating smart and building habits that nurture your hormonal health, not fight it. This is how you take control back, not just for a few weeks, but for a lifetime of metabolic freedom. Now that you grasp how leptin controls both hunger and metabolism, it's time to explore the exact changes you can make to reset this hormone. In the next section, I'll share practical, 50-plus friendly habits that will sharpen leptin's message, tame cravings, and finally unlock your body's fat-burning potential. You're about to step into the new rules of metabolism and the freedom that comes with them. If you're wondering whether leptin resistance might be sabotaging your metabolism, it helps to recognize the subtle and not so subtle signs that your body is struggling to send or receive the "I'm full" message. These clues often fly under the radar because they don't look like classic hunger or overeating problems. But once you spot them, you can take targeted action to fix the root cause. First, persistent cravings are a major red flag. It's not just about wanting sweets occasionally, it's about feeling an almost uncontrollable urge for high-carb or sugary foods multiple times a day, even right after a meal. This constant craving cycle usually means your brain isn't getting the leptin signal properly, so it pushes you to eat more in a desperate attempt to trick your body into feeling full. Another telltale sign is difficulty losing belly fat, despite consistent eating habits and physical activity. When leptin resistance is in play, your body stubbornly hoards fat around the abdomen as a survival mechanism. You might notice your waistline expanding or clothes fitting tighter, even without changes in your diet or exercise routine. This isn't about lack of effort, it's your hormones working against you. You might also experience low energy levels, especially in the afternoon, combined with a sluggish metabolism. Leptin resistance can signal your brain to conserve energy because it senses starvation, which results in fatigue and a slower calorie burn. This metabolic slowdown makes even simple tasks feel draining and discourages physical activity, creating a vicious cycle. Finally, watch for increased hunger between meals that leads to unplanned snacking or overeating at night. This pattern often disrupts sleep quality and worsens stress hormones, which in turn deepens leptin resistance. If you find yourself waking up hungry or struggling to stick to regular meal timing, your leptin signals are likely out of sync. Recognizing these signs isn't about self-judgment, it's about gaining clarity on what your body is really telling you. Once you identify these patterns, you can tailor your habits to reset leptin sensitivity and reclaim control over your appetite and metabolism. Up next, we'll dive into the exact 50-plus friendly habits that help you naturally restore leptin sensitivity, because knowing the signs is just the start. You're now equipped to spot the hidden hunger signals your body sends and ready to take the next step toward metabolic freedom. If leptin resistance feels like an invisible barrier blocking your weight loss and energy goals, it's because several common but overlooked factors in midlife actively fuel this hormonal disruption. Understanding these causes is your leverage point. Once you see what's really driving leptin resistance, you can start dismantling those barriers with targeted action. First on the list is poor sleep quality, a silent saboteur that worsens leptin signaling after 50. You might think a few restless nights here and there don't matter, but chronic sleep disruption floods your body with stress hormones and inflammation. This throws leptin communication into chaos, making your brain less responsive to fullness signals. Sleep apnea, frequent awakenings, or simply not getting enough deep, restorative sleep are common in midlife and directly undermine your metabolic health. Next, hidden sugar and processed carbs in your diet are stealthy offenders. Even if you think you're eating healthy, many foods marketed as wholesome, like flavored yogurts, granola bars, or low-fat cereals, contain added sugars that spike insulin and worsen leptin resistance. These rapid blood sugar swings confuse your brain's hunger regulation, triggering cravings and fat storage. After 50, your body becomes even less tolerant of these spikes, so cutting out hidden sugars is non-negotiable. Another major culprit is sedentary behavior, which often sneaks into midlife routines due to work demands or lifestyle changes. Sitting for long stretches slows your metabolism and reduces the sensitivity of leptin receptors in the brain. The good news? It doesn't take intense workouts to counteract this. Regular light movement like walking, stretching, or gentle resistance exercises can significantly improve leptin's effectiveness and boost your metabolism. Finally, chronic low-grade inflammation, often invisible but persistent, is a foundational cause of leptin resistance. This inflammation doesn't just come from excess belly fat, it can also arise from food sensitivities, gut imbalances, or environmental toxins common in midlife. Inflammation acts like static on leptin's signal, muffling communication between fat cells and your brain. Reducing inflammation through an anti-inflammatory diet, stress management, and detoxifying habits is essential to restore leptin sensitivity. By identifying and addressing these causes, poor sleep, hidden sugars, inactivity, and inflammation, you're not just fighting symptoms, you're fixing the system that controls hunger and metabolism after 50. This is your metabolic reboot strategy in action. Now that you know the common causes, the next step is simple, practical, doable changes that target these exact areas. You're about to learn habits that not only reset leptin but also reboot your metabolism for lasting freedom. You've got the insider knowledge, now it's time to put it into action. If you've noticed that your energy dips and mood swings have become more frequent after 50, leptin resistance might be the silent culprit behind these frustrating shifts. It's not just about hunger or weight, it's about how your brain and body communicate to keep you energized and emotionally balanced. Leptin plays a critical role beyond appetite control. It influences your brain's regulation of energy levels and mood stability. When leptin resistance sets in, your brain receives mixed signals. Not only does it think you need more food, but it also struggles to maintain proper neurotransmitter balance. This imbalance can trigger fatigue, brain fog, irritability, and even low-grade anxiety or depressive feelings that many women experience in midlife. Why does this happen? The miscommunication caused by leptin resistance disrupts key brain chemicals like serotonin and dopamine, which regulate happiness, motivation, and focus. When these pathways falter, you feel a lack of drive and an overwhelming sense of tiredness that no amount of caffeine or sleep seems to fix. This is not just getting older, it's a metabolic signal that your hormones need recalibration. Moreover, the chronic stress of leptin resistance itself fuels a vicious feedback loop. Fatigue and low mood increase cortisol release, which worsens leptin sensitivity, deepening cravings and metabolic slowdown. It's like a metabolic storm where your energy tanks and emotional resilience slip simultaneously, making it harder to stick to healthy habits or stay active. Understanding this connection is empowering. It means that by resetting leptin, you're not only tackling stubborn belly fat but also reclaiming your mental clarity, motivation, and overall vitality. You can break free from the energy roller coaster and mood swings that drain your quality of life. How do you start? Focus on habits that balance leptin and brain chemistry simultaneously. Prioritize nutrient-rich foods high in omega-3 fatty acids, magnesium, and B vitamins. These nourish brain health and support mood regulation. Incorporate gentle, regular movement like walking or yoga, which boosts neurotransmitters and reduces stress. Practice mindfulness or breathing exercises to lower cortisol and restore hormonal harmony. Limit caffeine and sugar, which spike and crash blood sugar, destabilizing energy and mood further. These strategies are your metabolic mood boosters, helping to restore balance step by step. Remember, this isn't about quick fixes or perfect days, it's about consistent, manageable habits that rebuild your body's natural rhythm. As you embrace these metabolic mood boosters, you'll start noticing more stable energy throughout your day and a clearer, more positive mindset. This renewed mental fuel makes all the difference, not just for your weight loss journey, but for your entire well-being after 50. You've seen how leptin resistance impacts hunger, metabolism, and now energy and mood. Next, we'll explore specific, 50-plus friendly habits that help you maintain this hormonal reset for lasting success. Your metabolic freedom isn't just a dream, it's a new reality within reach. If you want to reboot your metabolism after 50, knowing what to avoid is just as crucial as knowing what to eat. Some common foods and everyday habits are silent saboteurs, deepening leptin resistance and trapping you in the hunger-fatigue cycle. These aren't just unhealthy choices, they're metabolic disruptors that amplify hormone chaos unique to midlife. Let's cut through the noise and expose the biggest culprits you need to stop, starting now. First on the list, frequent snacking, especially on processed or convenience foods. You might think small, healthy snacks throughout the day keep your metabolism firing, but for leptin resistance, this constant grazing backfires. Each snack triggers insulin spikes and disrupts your natural hunger rhythm. Over time, your brain's leptin receptors become overwhelmed and less responsive. Instead of feeling satisfied, you're stuck in a cycle of chasing fleeting energy boosts that lead to cravings and fat storage. Another hidden hazard is excessive consumption of artificial sweeteners and diet drinks. Many reach for these calorie-free options thinking they help with weight control, but research shows they can actually worsen leptin resistance. Artificial sweeteners confuse your metabolism by triggering sweet taste receptors without delivering real energy, which disrupts hormone signaling. This paradox can increase hunger and cravings, making it harder to control portions and insulin levels. Next, irregular meal timing wreaks havoc on leptin's delicate balance. Skipping meals or eating at inconsistent times forces your brain into starvation mode, worsening leptin resistance and increasing cortisol production. Your body doesn't just need the right foods, it needs a reliable schedule to trust you're providing steady fuel. When meal timing is erratic, your hunger hormones get out of sync, leading to overeating and fat accumulation, especially around the belly. Finally, over-reliance on caffeine to mask fatigue is a trap many fall into. While a morning cup of coffee can be beneficial, too much caffeine late in the day spikes cortisol and disrupts sleep quality. Poor sleep, as we've seen, worsens leptin resistance, creating a feedback loop of exhaustion and cravings. Instead of fueling your body, excessive caffeine stresses your system and deepens the hormonal imbalance you're trying to fix. By cutting these habits, constant snacking, artificial sweeteners, irregular meals, and excess caffeine, you're dismantling key barriers blocking leptin's signal. These changes aren't about deprivation, they're about clearing metabolic noise so your hunger and fullness messages come through loud and clear. This clarity is your gateway to metabolic freedom after 50. Now that you know what worsens leptin resistance, the next crucial step is learning which foods and habits actively repair it. Stick around, because the new rules of metabolic reboot are about to get practical, simple, and sustainable. You're closer than ever to regaining control over your metabolism and your life. If you're ready to move past frustration and take real control, it's time to focus on lifestyle changes that reset leptin sensitivity for good. This isn't about quick fixes or extreme diets, it's about sustainable habits that rebuild your body's natural ability to regulate hunger and metabolism after 50. Let's break down the essential shifts that will give you metabolic freedom. First, embrace consistent, moderate movement throughout your day. We've talked about avoiding sedentary habits, but the key is regularity and variety. Short walks, gentle stretching, or light resistance exercises stimulate leptin receptors and improve hormone communication. Aim for movement every hour, this keeps your metabolism responsive and supports brain signals telling you when you're full. The goal isn't to exhaust yourself but to keep your body active enough to maintain leptin's sensitivity. Second, prioritize mindful eating rituals that reconnect you with hunger cues. Instead of rushing meals or eating distractedly, slow down and tune in to your body's signals. Chew thoroughly, savor flavors, and pause halfway through your meal to check in with your fullness level. This practice retrains your brain to listen to leptin's message instead of ignoring it. Over time, mindful eating reduces overeating and calms cravings, helping your metabolism follow leptin's natural rhythm. Third, regulate your stress through simple, daily relaxation practices. Chronic stress floods your system with cortisol, which directly blocks leptin's message. You don't need complicated routines. Start with 5 to 10 minutes of deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, or guided meditation. These small moments calm your nervous system and lower inflammation, clearing the way for leptin to work properly. Make stress management a non-negotiable part of your metabolic reboot. Finally, optimize your sleep environment and habits for deep, restorative rest. Quality sleep is the cornerstone of hormonal balance and leptin sensitivity. Establish a consistent bedtime routine, dim lights, limit screen time an hour before bed, and keep your bedroom cool and dark. Avoid heavy meals or caffeine late in the day. When your brain gets the rest it needs, leptin receptors become more receptive and your metabolism stays active and balanced. These 4 lifestyle pillars, regular movement, mindful eating, stress regulation, and quality sleep, work together to reboot leptin sensitivity and flip the switch on your metabolism. You're not just reacting to symptoms anymore, you're fixing the system at its core. With each day you commit to these habits, you're strengthening your body's natural hunger signals and reclaiming your energy, confidence, and freedom after 50. Remember, this journey is about progress, not perfection. Every small change chips away at leptin resistance, bringing you closer to the metabolism your body deserves. You're now equipped with the insider knowledge and tools to take back control, one empowered habit at a time. If you're ready to stop spinning your wheels and finally break free from leptin resistance, it's time to take action with a clear, step-by-step plan designed for your unique metabolic needs after 50. This isn't about crash diets or complicated regimens, it's about practical, doable steps that fit into your life and reboot your hormone signals for good. Step 1. Clean up your plate. Start by eliminating the biggest metabolic disruptors, hidden sugars, processed carbs, and artificial sweeteners. Replace them with whole foods that stabilize blood sugar and support leptin sensitivity. Think leafy greens, lean proteins like salmon or chicken, healthy fats from avocado and nuts, and low-glycemic vegetables. This shift reduces insulin spikes and calms inflammation, giving your leptin a clearer line to your brain. Step 2. Establish a consistent eating schedule. Your brain thrives on routine. Set regular meal times, ideally 3 balanced meals a day with no grazing in between. This helps your body trust that fuel is coming, which lowers cortisol and resets leptin sensitivity. Avoid skipping meals or eating late at night, as these habits throw your hunger hormones into chaos. Step 3. Move mindfully and regularly. Incorporate light movement into your daily routine. Aim for 30 minutes of walking, gentle yoga, or resistance band exercises. This isn't about burning calories quickly, it's about activating leptin receptors and improving hormone communication. Movement also lowers stress hormones and supports mood, which together help restore your metabolic balance. Step 4. Prioritize quality sleep. Every night set a sleep routine that supports deep restorative rest. Dim lights an hour before bed, avoid screens, and keep your bedroom cool and quiet. Quality sleep resets your brain's hormone receptors, including leptins. When you sleep well, hunger cues normalize, energy improves, and your metabolism gets the reboot it needs. Step 5. Manage stress with daily micro breaks. Stress is a direct enemy of leptin. Build in simple stress relief moments throughout your day. Deep breathing, short walks in nature, or even a few minutes of meditation. These micro breaks lower cortisol and inflammation, clearing the path for leptin to do its job. Consistency here is key. Even 5 minutes can make a big difference. By following this straightforward 5-step plan, you're not just chasing weight loss, you're fixing the hormonal system that governs hunger, fat storage, and energy. Remember, leptin resistance is reversible, and with consistent action, your metabolism will start to respond the way it should. You're stepping into a new chapter where your body finally works with you, not against you. The biggest myth we busted today is that weight loss after 50 is just about eating less and moving more. The truth is, your stubborn belly fat and constant hunger aren't caused by willpower or calories, they stem from leptin resistance, a hidden hormone disruption that rewires your hunger signals and metabolism. Your brain stops hearing the "I'm full" message, trapping you in cravings, fatigue, and metabolic slowdown. But here's the empowering truth: leptin resistance isn't permanent. Your body isn't broken, it's just playing by new rules after 50. Now that you know how leptin controls hunger, energy, and fat storage, you have the insider knowledge to reset your metabolism. By fixing the system through consistent habits like eating nutrient-dense foods, managing stress, moving regularly, and prioritizing sleep, you regain control over your appetite and energy for good. If you're ready to stop fighting a losing battle and start working with your body, not against it, subscribe to Metabolic Reboot 50 Plus for clear, actionable strategies tailored to your unique metabolism. Now, I want to hear from you. What's one healthy food you cut out that finally helped curb your cravings? Share your discovery in the comments below and let's bust more myths together.